Hello, welcome to Rewrite Your Reality with Reese. I am your host, and today I'm going to talk a little about the idea of pretending to have what you want versus acting as if you have what you want and subsequently living as if you have what you want. Now, when you hear the phrase acting as if or pretend that you have it or that kind of idea, you can get into this idea where you pretend you're in a relationship. Now, that doesn't really work, right? In my opinion. Because if you know your specific person or you don't know them and you come across them, you can't exactly pretend that you are in a relationship with this person. It doesn't make sense, right? You're not going to say, hey, darling, and they don't know you, or you haven't spoken in like 2 years or whatever it is. It doesn't make sense because you come to the point where, hey, how do I pretend I'm in a relationship with this person when I don't know them or we haven't spoken in however long? Or you pretend you have money and then you walk into a store and then you pretend to buy something. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't feel good either, right? So when you pretend that you are in a relationship, when you pretend that you have money, I believe and I feel that it's not true creation or assumption that you are the creator. It is creating the experience of pretending, right? Not acting as if, but you are pretending as if this is true in your physical reality. Now, I don't believe that's the way to go about this. If you take act as if, and I'll break it down. Let's say you book a movie on Saturday night. How do you act as if you're going to watch a movie? You don't really do anything different. You just know you're going to watch the movie on that day. Even if you haven't booked the movie yet, you're still acting as if you're going to book the movie and go watch it, right? But you're not necessarily doing something about going to watch the movie on the weekend. So, that same way that you be, that's acting as if. That's living as if. You're living as if, hey, whether or not I go watch the movie on Saturday, I am watching that movie already because I can envision myself watching the movie. I can envision myself after having watched the movie. I have imaginational scenes of myself having enjoyed the movie. So I must have already watched it. Even if in my physical reality, I haven't watched it yet. And that's okay, right? So when you act as if that what you are imagining is actually reality, if you just act as if it's reality because that's what you're choosing to believe is true, and you act as if what you have watched in your imagination is reality, is something that is going to play out regardless of what's going on, then that's no longer pretending. You are making an assumption that what you are imagining is reality. Now, you're not pretending as if you booked the movie already when you haven't. You are acting as if you already watched it. And what naturally unfolds is you, in some way, some fashion, somehow, unfold into watching the movie. It is typically that you go book the movie, then you end up on Saturday watching it. It's the same thing when you want to buy something. You don't pretend that you have the money to go buy the thing, but you acting as if the money will unfold to me or the thing itself will unfold to me. I'm going to live as if this is actually true. It doesn't mean I need to go find a way to make it true. It means that I'm going to assume that that I have imagined, no matter how ridiculous it might seem at the moment, no matter how far away it might seem at the moment, no matter how much money it might cost at the moment that I don't have, no matter how long I haven't spoken to my specific person or have ever spoken to them, no matter where the thing I desire it is to be doing is, I'm going to act as if a version of me is literally doing that right now as an experience. I am one with that version, and I am that version of myself right now, experiencing a different frame of reality that's rearranging itself according to what I have now chosen to be. Now you're not pretending like you have money right this second. Now you are acting as if imagination is the only reality, because that is your assumption. That is true anyway, that imagination is the only true reality. Because what is reality? Reality is nothing more than still frames that you are experiencing, and the experience only exists within those frames. It doesn't exist outside of those frames. You're experiencing it. The idea of drinking water doesn't exist outside the thought and experiencing of drinking water. Like, what you are imagining is yourself drinking water now. It doesn't exist outside of that sequence of frames that you just imagined. No matter how many different ways you can imagine it, it doesn't exist outside of you imagining it. Right? It's not existing in your past. It's not existing in your future. It's existing right now as separate frames that you are combining for the idea, I am drinking water. That goes for anything. I am in a relationship. Any relationship you have doesn't exist outside the frames of reality that have rearranged themselves into you experiencing that relationship, or the thing you want to buy, or the health that you want. It's nothing more than a arrangement of frames that exist within that arrangement, but that arrangement exists simultaneously with everything else. Right? You are the storyteller, and you're telling a story from an infinite number of frames. So how you put them together in your imagination as a story is the reality. It is the character that you are now playing, right? Because that's what you're doing. It's an automatic sensation. It's an automatic creation. It's an automatic alignment with that, because you can only imagine what you are being, and you can only be what you have imagined. It's a self-serving, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy kind of thing. Right? It's you. You can't imagine yourself as another character, but you can experience yourself imagining yourself as another character if that is what you are imagining and how you are imagining. Right? So if you can see it in your mind, it must exist. The 3D world itself is just an effect. It doesn't tell a story on its own. You are the one telling the story. And reality unfolds because of the story that you are assuming is true and are telling. Right? So as the storyteller, you can choose any version of your life and live as if that version of yourself is now who you are. And if you are that version of yourself, then you don't have to make anything happen for that version. It just happens around that version. You don't have to pretend like you have the money when you don't. But you're making a choice to live as if it's all unfolding perfectly. The money all comes to you perfectly. You buy the thing you desire to buy as this identity perfectly. Right? So it's not pretend as if, it is acting as if it's already true. It's knowing that it's unfolding perfectly because what you have imagined exists and it must exist perfectly. Anything leading up to that imaginational scene must be, one, your character, and two, unfolding perfectly. But it's one idea. Because it's a story you are telling. You believe in the story, otherwise you wouldn't tell it. Right? If I asked, where do you think your physical reality is actually going? You said, nowhere. It's not going anywhere. It's a continuous rearrangement of frames. No matter how many times you see a tree grow and fall down, it's doing the same thing over and over again. In a different way, but it's not going somewhere. Right? You don't have to fake anything. Your awareness of an idea is the experiencing of a reality reel, a reality book, a reality experience that's already been created for you to experience, and you have already experienced it. That's why you can do it again. Your imagination is the only reality, and whatever you dwell on most deeply is your life. You are already that character. The character doesn't necessarily need to be perpetually taking money out of an ATM for that character to be rich. Because remember, the character is a life. It's not that, oh, I'm rich now, I'm the character. No, you are that character who experiences getting everything that they desire, or whatever it is you are desiring, and in that, as that character. So don't pretend as if you have money that you don't have. Act and live as if you have everything, including the money, right now, in your awareness, unfolding perfectly as a linear experience for your specific experiencing of it. I am your host, Reese. This is Rewrite Your Reality with Reese. I have a Facebook group available if you want to join it and ask me questions there. You can email me as well, rewriteyourreality111@gmail.com. It's in the description box below, I believe. You can join the TikTok page as well, growing there. People love to ask me questions on the comment section. I try my best to get to all of them and answer them in videos subsequently after that. Thank you for the liking, thank you for the subscribing, thank you for the sharing, thank you for the comments, thank you for the love and the light, and love and light to you all. Much love, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.